Hello, good afternoon. This Queenslander is cold, inside and outside the rooms. So thank you very much for having me speak today. I'm excited to share this exciting project with you all. I also feel like I won the lottery because I'm session 1. Woo! I am from the State Library of Queensland. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we all meet today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their continuing connection to land and as custodians of stories for millennia. State Library of Queensland is inspired by this tradition in our work to share and preserve Queensland's memory for future generations. Today I'm talking about the topography of searching, from visualisation to action. If you'd like to play along at home, you can visit topography.slq.qld.gov.au, or I've just sent some tweets out so you can click on the links that I have tweeted. At State Library of Queensland, our vision is inspiring possibilities through knowledge, stories and creativity, and I think this project really embraces that vision in an excellent way. I'm Amy Walduck, I'm the Coordinator of Digital Library Initiatives. There's my email, or you can catch me on Twitter. Tweet with the hashtags, that would be marvellous. The Digital Collections Catalyst Initiative aims to attract developers and creatives to support innovative and creative uses of our digital collections and collections data. We are interested in highly creative and experimental ideas that bring together technology with cultural heritage to inspire Queenslanders through state library collections. In 2021, we started the Digital Collections Catalyst Initiative, and our very first catalyst was Dr. Keir Winesmith. He began with a deep dive into State Library's collection of Brisbane maps and histories. He then developed a predictive mapping project to help visualise and analyse evolving Brisbane futures. Mapping Future Brisbane was the name of the project, and it launched with an interactive 3D mapping tool, historical research and details of machine learning experiments. You can have a look back at that. It's still up on the State Library website. And in 2021, our second collections catalyst was Brett Tweedy. He's a data visualisation designer with degrees in media and politics and has been making stuff since the late 90s. He's worked with a lot of places we're all familiar with: Google News Lab, State Library New South Wales, Museum of Applied Arts and Sciences, Museum of Australian Democracy, ABC, Fin Review, The Conversation, The Guardian. He's worked with a lot of different places. So we were very happy that he came on board as our 2021 Digital Collections Catalyst to create the Topography of Searching. What we search for reveals something of ourselves, our interests, our fears, our curiosity, or simply what we have forgotten. And it's not just what we search for, as how we search reveals something of ourselves as well. So when viewed in aggregate, what do more than 8 million searches and counting of the State Library of Queensland online catalogue reveal about the events, topics and concerns that have been on the minds of Queenslanders for the past decade or so? Do we ask more questions in winter? Do we make more typos in January? Did we swear more in 2020? Are we becoming more anxious? What aspects are constant and what aspects are more prone to change? This project allows you as the user to generate topographic maps from the words and phrases that have appeared in the searches made by people using the library catalogue since April 2012. And by looking at these maps with their peaks, their valleys, their plateaus and their plains, we get an imperfect glimpse of the collective interests and concerns of those using the catalogue and the ways in which they've changed over the months, seasons and years. So very quickly, how to read a topographic map. The lighter the colour or the higher the peak means the more times the word or phrase has been searched. The darker the colour or the lower the valley, the less times a word or phrase has been searched. So how was this created? More than 10 years of text string search in State Library of Queensland online catalogue. The historical data, or the past 10 years, are data that we've collected and made available on the Open Data portal as part of the Queensland Government. So anybody can access this data and play with it and do whatever they want with it. In this project, it's also been combined with Google Analytics, so we get the live stuff and the new stuff as well. So it updates overnight. So what is searched in the catalogue yesterday appears there today. Open data is a key component in our digital strategy, and State Library's commitment to open data is outlined in our open data strategy. The strategy includes activities to build digital collections for use and reuse, and activities to position State Library as a lead in the open data movement. So a quick overview of searches, and there are on average on the State Library catalogue 2,193 searches per day. Our peak year of searches was 2016. Our peak search time is between 2 and 3 p.m. every day, but our peak search day is Wednesday. Our peak search month is May. So if it was 2016 and you were online on a Wednesday in May between 2 and 3 p.m, thank you. Good job. So let's have a look at some of the topographic maps. So this is the map generator. It gives you the visualisation part of the project. And if you have a look down the left-hand side of the big teal coloured square, we have the years. So it starts at 2012 at the top left and it goes down to 2022 at the bottom. Across the top, we have January to December. And what we can see here, when we put the search word of COVID into the map generator, there is zilch, zippo, nothing before 2020. But we can see there's lots of activity after that. So at the bottom of the big square, the map, we can see peaks, a nice bright white colour. That means the most searches are happening there. So from 2020, COVID was a thing. Before 2020, not a thing. We know that. On the right-hand side of the screen, you have the 3D version of that map, which is also available on the tool. It spins and it twists around, so you can play with it, but it just shows a different angle of the topographic map. So you can see in that, you can see the peaks and the troughs as well. Let's have a look at another one. In Brisbane in August every year, we have the Royal Queensland Show, also known as the Ekka. I did get an Ekka show bag last year, but I had to buy it online. So I'm very excited for it to come back. We have the 2D and the 3D maps here, and we can see that in August, the term Ekka gets searched a lot in our catalogue, but not a lot in other times of the year. And at the State Library of Queensland, we'd expect that the word Queensland would be searched a lot. All kinds of variations of Queensland, but you can see from the map that we are getting nice bright colour across pretty much all the months that we can see on that screen. And if you look at the 3D map on the right-hand side, it's like a nice cake, it's well risen. Lots of Queensland references there. So if we delve a bit more into that search term of Queensland, the topographic, Topography of Searching tells us a lot more data as well. So the search term of Queensland, the search term has appeared more than 300,000 times. It's searched on average 82 times per day, and the peak of searches was in April 2015. So you can also see on there the most recent search from when I took this screenshot that has been copied and pasted into the online catalogue, The Triumph of Narrow Gauge, A History of Queensland Railways by John Kerr. And you can see that if you copy and paste a coding error into the catalogue, it comes through into the Topography of Searching. So it really does show exactly what goes into the online catalogue. So when you go have a look at the tool yourself, you can have a little bit of a play on some of these other DATs and data around the search terms. Also, what it shows is what are the search phrases and words that people are putting into the catalogue. So it's not just the word Queensland, but it's where has Queensland appeared. The top search is Aboriginal Reserves Queensland has been searched 3,145 times. And also, of all these top searches, they are linked back to the map generator. So if you've done a map generator, scroll down to top searches, you click on a top search, you go back in a circle, you go to the map generator, you can play the game again. So, lots of fun. You can see lots of examples there. We know this, how people are searching our catalogue. Some people are looking for something very specific, some people are looking for something very generic. If we have a look, I was testing the system in January of this year, and I typed Amy is awesome into our online catalogue several times. And yes, it does appear in the tool. So whatever you type in our catalogue really does appear. Don't go too crazy with that. So what have our staff advised when they've looked at this tool? So not only is it a fun, yay, it's a fun tool, look at the maps turn around and stuff, yay, it's pretty. But also, we've looked at it from a staff perspective. Does it reflect what we think that our clients are doing? And our front of house staff are saying that what they're seeing in the tool does reflect the behaviour of clients when they're assisting them at service points. And it's also reinforcing that they are giving the right type of support to guide people into what will be more helpful with their searching. So that was a nice observations that we got there. But there's also some opportunities that we've seen that have come out of this tool. So we know that some clients using our catalogues are searching in the same way they search on Google. So natural language searches are very common, but do our records and user tags have the correct detail to show our clients the results of what they are searching for? That's something that we need to think about ourselves. We also decided that there's more uses that we could be doing with our resource recommender. So at State Library of Queensland, we're an ex-Libris shop, we have Alma, and we have Primo as the discovery layer. The resource recommender service allows you to recommend resources or information based on searchable tags that you configure in Alma. So when a user performs a search that matches the query, we can display things that are available outside the catalogue, inside the catalogue where they are and where they're looking for information. So there's some things that we'll think about redesigning some of our services based on this. The other type of searching that we know people are doing is they are typing questions into the online catalogue, whole questions. As librarians, we'd never do that. We would never do that. But that's how our clients are doing it. And what we found is that in autumn and winter, people search with more questions than they do in summer and spring. Fascinating. And of all the types of questions, the hows, the whats, the whens, the whys and the wheres, the most type of questions that get put in are the how questions. So the how do I do this type of question. So what can we be thinking about when we promote our resources, knowing that this is behaviour of people trying to find our information? Then if we go back in our circle and we go back to the map generator and we look at the how questions. So this search is searching for any request that has started with how. And if you have a look at that map, we can see that in 2012, at the top of the teal box, not a lot of people are searching using a question. The further down we get, we start seeing some peaks in 2016. By the time we get to 2019, we're getting that nice bright white peak, and we can see that more people are putting questions into the search box. So in 2022, that is becoming a very dominant way of searching. Interesting. So when we're looking at the data, especially large data sets like this, the focus often tends to be on what is at the top, the biggest, the trends, what's the latest thing that's happening. But sometimes the information contained is in the less frequent elements can be missed. So almost 40% of searches have only ever appeared once. That exact search has only appeared once, a further 6% only twice. So there were over 3 million searches and counting that were unique. The topography of searching. It's a dynamic digital experience. So when you go explore it online, things link to stuff, the maps turn, you hover your mouse over the map, it brings stuff up. It is designed to engage you and bring that sense of play. The search data is updated every day, so what was in the catalog, what was searched on the catalogue yesterday will be in there today, combined with all of that data from the past. Every time you visit, it will highlight different experiences, so there'll be something new that you haven't encountered before. The search examples that are on the page also link back to the map generator, and they also link back to the online catalogue as well. So this tool doesn't exist separately. It is linked many places back to our online catalogue. So if you suddenly find that you would like to learn about Queensland Railways by John Kerr, you can link back to the catalogue and find that resource. So the topography of searching, it is an interactive landscape based on the languages, themes, topics and terms searched in the State Library's catalogue, showing how they shift and change over time. Our creator was Brett Tweedy. He was the Digital Collections Catalyst for 2021. If you want to contact him on Twitter, he is available at the other PRC, also through the hashtag SLQ Digital Catalyst. And what we'd really love to see for the topography of searching is maybe some other organisations taking it on as well, so we can compare our data to see, you know, if people at State Library New South Wales, do they get the same sort of results that we do, or are they different, and then why? Those sort of questions. So if you're interested in that, please come and talk to me, or tweet me, or email me. Please explore the project Topography. It's a lot of fun. And just before I go, I want to talk about what's next for State Library Queensland. We are going to reopen our Digital Collections Catalyst program for 2022 in a couple of months, so stay tuned for that. What we have decided to do this year is tweak it a little bit, and rather than asking for, hey, person with a great idea, make us anything, we want it to be fun. We've decided that we're going to pose more of a collections question and say, we'd like you to do something with this, make a digital experience out of that. So we're going to see how that goes this year. And the other one is the Making Meaning Collections as Data Symposium. So I'm not sure if anybody in this room attended the first event in 2020, February. It just scraped in before the doom. But we're going to be redoing that. And that was symposium was a day for digital innovators featuring influential and challenging speakers from research, government, digital humanities and GLAM sectors. So we're looking forward to another awesome event. If you do have any ideas for speakers or topics, please tweet with the hashtag SLQ Making Meaning. Help us design the program so we can put something on that you want to come and see. And with that, I am completed. Thank you very much. Any questions, happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'll see you in the halls. Thank you very much. Okay.
We've got 2 questions so far. Please, if you're got a question, put it up through your app. The first one is, what software generates that map?
I don't know. However, I'm happy to find out, get back to that person. What I will also point out, and I should tweet as well, that the creator, Brett, also wrote some really in-depth blog posts along with this that explained all the technical stuff behind it, how he got there, how he developed it. He started from the initial idea and moving into what he got. So I'm happy to share those links to that and find out more information, if that helps.
Did we swear more in 2020?
I don't know. I do know that somebody put cat emojis in there. Not sure. Maybe we did. I'm not sure. I'd have to confirm that, but I'd have to spend a lot of time putting bad words into the generator. Is that okay, Anna Ronick? Yep.
Is the data from topography showing a relationship to other library visitation data, e.g. websites, social media, in-person visits, SLQ received inquiries?
It sits alone at the moment, but it is a new project, so we've got lots of great ideas that, we can explore further with it. So if you have a great idea that we should be doing, please come and let me know. Maybe we can follow it up and add some more.
They're coming in now. How have you, or would you like to, use this information to improve library services and resources?
Obviously, we would like to use this to help us to design our help resources, I think, because it shows us the type of searching and the way that users are doing it, not how we think users are doing it. So redesigning our help services is a big important part of it, but also we also be looking at our metadata and things like that. What are we putting in there, in our records? If it's not in there, it's not going to come up anywhere. So do we need to put more information in there that will actually pull information up? If that makes sense. Yeah.
What sort of training did you provide for staff when you introduced the project?
None. I went around and talked to a lot of teams and showed them my fun tool, and we all played with it. And I'll tell you, as librarians and people who work in libraries, you all have a default term that is your go-to search term when you're testing things, right? Like there's one word that you put in. My word is fish. That was the thing that people all searched first. That was the first thing they wanted to search, was their own word. So that was a really great hook, because the people who work in our library, they knew exactly what the information that this was showing them. Because it's so interactive and engaging, they could play, but it was also very familiar with their work. And we've got a lot of different teams. We've got, front of house facing teams, we've got metadata specialists, we've got online content creators, but they all saw their version of the job in the information that they could get out of this. So it actually proved to be quite a flexible tool in terms of engaging with staff, but I think luckily it's so easy to use that we didn't have to provide much training on using it.
That's it.
Okay, thanks.
Please join me in thanking Amy.